can't. I can't with this man. I can't. When I tell you, I could scream on top of rooftops now. It is finally here. And I decided to vlog everything, and it's going to be spoilery. So if you haven't read this book and the first two books, of course, watch it after you read the books. I am so excited. I cannot tell you the feeling that I am feeling. I couldn't wait to go to the store, buy the book. I got it on my Kindle because I called them yesterday and they said they are not sure if they have the English version or not. They 100% have it in Swedish, but I wanted to get, of course, I want to get the book in English. So yeah, I was like, no, I'm not going to wait. I pre-ordered it on Kindle and then I waited after midnight. It didn't come. I was waiting and finally came on Reddit. I found a Reddit thread that was talking about people in Europe who are waiting for the release on Kindle for the book, even though it was 21st of January technically, but it finally released at 9 a.m. on January 21st here in Europe. So yes, I got it this morning and I started reading a little bit, not a lot, because I wanted to start my vlog before that. So I'm 3% into the book and we already had some scenes with witty sarcasm between Tern and Andana, and now Violet wants to find a cure for Zaden's turning venom because he only channeled magic from Earth only one time, so he didn't completely turn. He's like transitioning and he shouldn't do it again. That's what I'm understanding, but it is like a drug. You would be addicted to that feeling. That's what Tern is trying to explain to her. But she's like, no, I want to find a solution. And Andarna is trying to help her because she needs to find, or she wants to find her ancestors and her family members, basically. And she said, since she was capable of burning the venom at the end of Iron Flame, and I mean, I didn't focus on that. I didn't catch that. They are usually immune to fire from dragons, but Andana, she killed that venom with her fire when she changed her scales colors. So she was like, if my magic could help kill venom, maybe my family, my ancestors could help you circumvent that transition to the venom. I think the first one is called Asim, I believe, the first like level of being a venom. So yeah, but I wanted to mention this. I love the dialogue between Tern and Andana and between Tern and Violet. Let me go back to my highlights here. So the first thing that I highlighted is not Tern and Andana. The first thing is when she said, Zaden is mine, my heart, my soul, my everything. He channeled from the earth to save me, and I'll scour the world until I find a way to save him right back, even if it takes bargaining with Decorus for access to every book on the damned continent or capturing dark wielders one by one to question. I will find a cure. And I'm like, yes, let's do this. And also I highlighted something very, very funny between Tern and Andana. She was like, she wanted to go with them. There are still some venom left after that final fight of Iron Flame. After they succeeded with putting back up the wards, there are still some venom left and they could still kill. I mean, they have minimal magic, but they could still kill. So they are doing patrols in that area and around Bisgayeth. And Andana wanted to go with them, with Violet and Tern. So Tern was like, no way, because it's January and the snow is quite heavy. He said to her, practice evenly dispersing enough magic to keep all your extremities warm during flight, because your wings won't hold the weight of this ice. Tern growls into the falling snow. And she mocks him. She repeats what he just said to her. She's like, your wings won't hold the weight of this ice. Andana blatantly mocks him. And then she says, and yet yours miraculously carry the burden of your ego. And I'm like, yes, we are back. We are back. I love this so much. So these are my only two highlights for the moment. I'm going to continue reading, and of course I will update you with everything. I'm so excited. Okay, I am 40% into Onyx Storm, and I'm having the best time ever. How to describe my feelings? I don't know. I don't know how to speak. I don't know. I am having not even the best time ever. I am having the time of my life. I'm 40% in, as I said, and I don't want this to end. I feel so sad that this is going to end soon, and I don't get to be in this world anymore. And the thought of it really makes me want to cry. But I'm going to tell you what is happening and like enjoy every single. I'm trying to absorb every single word that I read. I would like to inject this book in my veins so it's there always. Oh my god, I love these characters. I love this world. I love this story. I'm addicted to this world. I'm addicted to the series. It is quickly becoming one of my all-time favorites. Yes, Zaden and Violet. And in this book, like they are trying, or Athos. Oh my God! Yes, let's speak about Athos, not Dane, his father. I hate him with every fiber in my being. I hate that man so much. He's doing everything he can to keep them separated, and everything in his power to make Violet's life as miserable as he can. And I hate him so much. I hate him. I can't wait for him to just go meet Malik because I cannot stand him. I cannot stand him any longer. He puts her life at risk. He's so reckless with her life. Like, why is he doing that when he clearly knows what is going on? Like, why are you hating on her? I don't understand. Like, she wants to save people, and he's like, no, let's just keep it to ourselves. Let's just defend our territory and forget everyone else. He's a literal monster. I hate him so much. And now that he became general instead of Lilith, by the way, Lilith's death at the end of Iron Flame ripped my heart to pieces. As much as I didn't like her at all, and in book 1 and the beginning of book 2, and like how she behaves around Zaden, like how she treats him, but like her death, really, I cried so hard. Like, it really ripped my heart. Like, she really tried to do everything in her power to save her kids. She's a mother trying to save her kids. That's all what that was about. Her behavior and everything. And at the end, I was like, really, when she was like, I did it for my kids. And in her last minutes, when she was like talking to her husband in her head, like, I'm coming to meet you soon. And she was happy to meet him. And Violet's reaction and Mira's reaction and Brennan too. Those pages, like I'm tearing up now. Those pages really, really touched me very, very deeply. And now that he took her place, and now that he has all this power over the school and over Violet, it makes it so hard for her to avoid him. But at the same time, I loved that dialogue when she stood up for herself in front of the, what is it called? The scenarium, I think, all the leaders like of the continent. She was so badass. I was cheering the whole time. I love her. Like, the character development that she went through is very, very obvious. I loved her so much. And Zaden was like so proud of her. I love their dynamic so much. And he has a journal in his office. Her father left her a journal, and the journal is hidden in her mom's office. And of course, because he took her job, now he has her quarters and her office. So Dane is going to help her retrieve it, and like she has to trust him with that, and he did. And also, they are forming this task force to help her find Underna's family and ancestor to help their fight. And at the same time, she's thinking, of course, about her other task, finding the cure. And Anderna's kind are called irids. That's what we know about Anderna. I think it's from iridescent. And Zaden became a teacher. He's like their signet combat teacher. And now we have this forbidden romance going on, and I am eating it up. Every single page of it. And Athos has like these cadets or lieutenants that are keeping an eye on them so they don't break the codex, because you're not supposed to have a relationship with your teacher. And yes, I love that so much. The tension, the yearning is tripled, and it is so good. So good. I have my notes here, so don't forget anything from the things that I want to mention. Yes, Halden. Halden is the prince. He's Arik's brother. And we find out that he had a previous relationship with Violet. Like, she loved him before. They had a relationship for like 7 months or 9 months, I think. And Zaden is so jealous of him. And all the jealousy scenes, I highlighted every single one, because his reaction, like, he blasted them with his shadows during the combat. It was like, oopsie, I was just trying to protect the students in the front. And no, because he was hearing every single word that Halden was saying to Violet, that he wants to take her out for dinner and maybe talk about what happened, because he cheated on her and that's why she left him. And Zaden heard that, of course, because of the shadows, and he threw him across the room with his shadows, and it was glorious. It was glorious. Every single scene where Zaden was jealous, I enjoyed it so much. And also on one of the missions where I think Eidos sends her to Samara, yes, because he does not care about her life. I told you, I hate him. She met this wielder again. She met her in the beginning where she was, when she was going to talk to Jack. But now she met her for the second time. Her name is Theophane, I think Theophane. And she has all gray hair. And she also, what we find out is that she can wield lightning. She wields lightning too. So now we know that Venom can have signets. Not all of them, I think, but they can have signets. And what she says to Violet is that when you come to me, choose me as your teacher. And I was like, please don't. Miss Rebecca, please don't do that to us. And she's like, you are going to come because of him. I think because of Zaden, you are going to come to me. And we know that now because Garrick, yes, what happened to Tern there when he threw himself against the mountain to protect her from the tornado. And when he passed out, my heart was beating so hard because no, I am not ready. I am not ready. Tern, no, I don't accept that he dies. I'm not ready for him to go. No, I love him so much. And Garrick comes in to help her out. And now we know, because he was in Skyeth, right? Like miles and miles away. Now we know, Violet knows, she's like, you have a second signet. And what they call him is a walker. He can like jump miles and miles into space. That's how he came to her rescue. And he's also a very powerful wind wielder. So Garrett has 2 signets. Zaden has 2 signets. So Violet is now questioning Zaden. She's like, do all of you who have this relic tattoo thing, do all of you have second signets? And he's like, not all of us, but a lot of us. That's what I understood from his answer. So a lot of them has second signets. Maybe Imogen, maybe Bougie. We don't know. Also, Violet is becoming much better at wielding lightning with precision. And Riddock can now freeze water inside of beings or inside of things, because he froze the water inside of the orange. And Violet was like, So you can freeze water inside of human beings. And he was like, I didn't test it, but I believe so. Yes, I think I can do it. And not a lot of, I think water wielders, they are called. Not a lot of them can do it. So he's very, very special. So now they are forming another task group to go meet the king of Deverelli. And Halden is on the team, and Zaden, Riddock, Violet, of course. Who else? Kat, Drake. Kat, we know her, and Drake is also a powerful flyer, and I think he's also Kat's cousin. And Mira and Dane also. So they went to Tecarus, Viscount Tecarus, if you remember him from Iron Flame. They went to his property first, and he's going to help them go to the king. And now we are in Deverelli, and it is beautiful. The only thing is that they lost every contact with their dragons. They lost their signets. Only Violet still has contact with Underna and Taryn. I don't believe she cannot wield, but she can still speak with her dragons, not the other ones. There is no magic. She does not know why she's the only one who can still do it, because there is no magic in this area. So yeah, and you can see clearly that Zaden is relieved, like he's now relaxed, stress-free, because he's no danger to his surroundings anymore. So, and they're like Violet and Riddock, and like he's like, you're weird. We've never seen him. And Violet too, she's like, I've never seen him smile from his heart like this. And now they went to the library, to a very specific person in the library, to retrieve journals from her father that he left her there. And yeah, I'm having the best time ever. All the love declarations between Zaden and Violet, and all the humor, everything. Like here, I'm reading my highlights. One of the scenes where Zaden was really, really pissed off at Halden. And he's like, Halden putting his hands on you makes me want to put him back into the wall. Especially given the fact that he can touch you and I can't. But knowing he's been here, Zaden puts his hand just beneath my collarbone, has me considering murder, so there is no chance of him warming his royal ass back in. And she said to him, he can't touch me, putting Zaden's hand above her heart. And she said, this will only ever be yours. You could leave me or even meet Malik, and it will still would be. I've made my peace with knowing there is no getting over you. Yes, a lot of things, a lot of lines like that. Another one, let me read you this because this made me literally melt. Violet was like, do you still love me? He cups the back of my neck and pulls me within inches of his face. Close enough to kiss. I could reach the rank of Maven, lead armies of dark wielders against everyone we care for, and watch every vein in my body turn red as I channel all the power in the continent. And I would still love you. What I did doesn't change that. I'm not sure anything can. I can't with this man. I can't. Now I'm going to go back to my reading, and I will update you when I have more updates. Bye. So, 72% in. And things are not looking good. A lot of things have happened, and I'm worried. I'm worried. Yeah, I'm laughing, but inside I'm dying because, first of all, the book will end soon. And to be honest, you know, I'm not going to cry. You know, when you don't want to go back to your day-to-day boring life and not be a dragon rider. That's how I'm feeling, to be honest. That's how I want to be here. I want to be in Navarre. I know there is a risk of dying, multiple risks from different sides, but Yeah, I feel sad because this is going to end soon. I feel sad that we'll have to wait another year, probably, hopefully not more, for another book. And yeah, I'm 100% sure that it's going to rip my heart to pieces at the end, because from now I'm feeling that a lot of things are, simmering, boiling nearly. So it's going to be explosive. I'm 100% sure the ending of this book, especially with what is happening now with Zaden and Violet, and him so afraid to lose control around her, and now he decided just to leave Basgiath and go back to Tirandor. And yeah, the last dialogue that they had together, their last conversation, her trying to convince him to stay, and him, let me just pull up the highlight here because that was heartbreaking. She was pretty much begging him to stay. Please stay. Please stay with me. Fight for the future that's beyond all this. 66 days, right? 66 days from the last time he channeled. He already channeled 3 times by now. So now 66 days without channeling. And she's like, he can't leave. She's thinking that he can't leave. Not now, not like this, not when the hope has drained from his eyes. And he answers and he's like, I'm needed there. I told you control is just prolonging the inevitable. Maybe stability is a fool's hope. And this is also happening because there is another cadet, Lynx. He manifested manipulating shadows. And Zaden was there, Violet was there, and they tried to calm him down and everything. So he said to her that magic knows, even if no one else's knows. I mean, not a lot of people know, but magic knows. Magic knows, and this is balance. That because there is supposed to be only one shadow wielder in their generation. And she's like, what happened to me if you turn? What happened to Tern, to Sigale, if you give in? Do Venom get once a week visits? Does their bond survive you turning? She's like, you have to stay. I love you. You have to fight. And he answers, you have to accept what I already have. The man you love no longer fully belongs to himself. Yeah. And this happens after she gives him an onyx bracelet for his birthday with a piece of Ryerson's house turret because they are doing renovations there. So she asked Brennan to help her with that. And she's like, every time you feel like there is no hope, every time you feel like overwhelmed, there is no hope, just look at it and imagine that me and you are sitting together on top of that turret, looking above the city, years and years from now, holding hands. Yeah, I mean, it's not looking good, especially that they went and visited. I didn't tell you about it. They visited a lot of isles to try to find Underna's family, Underna's den, and I really, really loved the pacing of this book. It is much better than Iron Flame when it comes to pacing. We always have something new that is happening. We always are facing new challenges. Everything is changing constantly. I love that. Every isle that they visited had trials to meet the leaders. That was very, very enjoyable, very risky, very dangerous. We got a really heart-wrenching moment, but I loved that so much. We got to see also, because there is no magic there, we got to see Zaden and Violet together. I loved their moments together on Deverelli, I think that island is called. And when he was going to talk with the Lord or the king of that island, they don't talk to anyone, they only talk to leaders. And he's like, yes, I'm going as the Duke of Tirandor. And the guard asks him, and who is she? About Violet. And Zaden responds and says, she's my consort. I was like, And Violet was like, what? uh, yeah. And I fell in love with Riddick's character even more. His comebacks, his sarcasm, he makes me laugh out loud so much. And for that, I'm very, very scared for his life because Miss Rebecca made us fall in love with Liam in the first book. And we all know what happened there. And I'm really, really scared for Riddick because every time she does that, you know what happens. And they already lost one person from their task squad, a flyer named Tager. And I was very sad for Kat because she started to have feelings for that person. He's the healer. And they lost him in one of the trials on one of the islands. And when they went to bury him, they discovered islands that aren't on the map. And it is there where they met Anderna's den, or dragons that are the same kind as Anderna. They looked like leaders of their den or something like that. And they were speaking, they spoke to all the riders. They were respectful, but they crushed her. Like, and totally crushed me too. I felt so sad. I really, really felt, I teared up multiple times during that conversation interview. Violet was so angry and so like devastated for her dragon and the way they treated her. Like, they were like, you let the humans use you. You let her use your power, your magic. And we don't know what kind of power she gave her. And from that conversation, we understood that signets, like from the first book, we understood that signets show according to the person. But from this conversation, I understood that it is the dragon who gives the power to the person. So each dragon has a different power that they choose to give. From this conversation, I'm not sure. That is what I understood. And they were like, and now you are giving her that power too. And we don't know what that power is. We don't know what is the second signet of Violet. So yeah, and everything went to they didn't accept to help her. They didn't accept to go help Arisha with raising the wards. So that didn't work. And one of them said that there is no cure for venom. There was that too. And now Riddick, Rhiannon, Jesinia, and Sawyer, all of them know about Zaden's situation, that he's turning venom. And they decided to keep it a secret. And they are like helping Violet do whatever she can to help him, to save him. And I love that for her. I love that she has supportive friends, that they are going to be there for her every single step of the way. And that's why I'm very scared that she will lose one of them. And that would be devastating. But I forgot, we met Zaden's mom. And we hate her. And we hate her because I was waiting for her to give something, to give a logical explanation to why she left her kid. And I didn't accept it. How she explained herself, I didn't like her. I didn't like her husband who tried to poison all of them. But I love Violet. I love Violet. She's so intelligent and smart. And I love her determination to do the right thing and to save the people she cares for. And she does not back down. I love her so much. And I really want them to be happy. And now I'm scared. I'm 72%. And as I said, so yeah, I think the next time is going to be my last update because I'll probably finish the book and tell you all about how I feel. And hopefully there are no tears because, yeah, enough heartbreak. But at the same time, no, I know something is coming because no one died from the squad. No one died from the writers that like we love and care about. And in each book, we had a significant death. Yeah, this is going to be my, I think, last update before the next one. I'm ready to get my heart crushed. No, I'm not, but we're going to see what happens next. To feel that I'm worried, but let's see what happens next. I don't even know how to begin this. I finished Onyx Storm. I don't know how to continue living day-to-day life. That's my problem. I finished it yesterday, and I waited until this morning to film this update because I wanted to gather all my things inside. I don't know. I don't know how to express myself. I don't know how to continue living the mundane, day-to-day boring life. I'm so sad. I'm so sad. Utterly devastating, so heart-wrenching, so gut-punching. I felt all the feelings. If you read it, you already know. We are going to talk about it, of course. But like Zaden, yeah, he's going up, up, up. Spot number one currently. Fictional man, yes. Zaden is everything. I don't know how he got even better with this book. I don't know how Miss Rebecca did it, but he's even better. I promise you, I don't know. There is magic in his words. When he talks, I fold. I melt. I don't know how she came up with all those lines because he's absolute perfection. Perfection. Violet, absolute perfection. I love her so, so much. She's so badass in this book. She's so determined and she does not give up. And I love that so much. And a lot of things happen. And first of all, Andana, she leaves. Yeah. Because what is he called? One of her den members, I think Leothan, a dragon, an Irid dragon, came back to Orisha when they had a wyvern attack, and he helped them to book back up the wards. Now Orisha has intact wards, and he demanded that Andana comes back with him so she can meet her ancestors, her den, and like he's in the same family line as Andana. And she went. When I tell you, my heart broke to pieces, and Violet's heart broke to pieces. And she's like, you know, that some writers do not survive the loss of their dragon. I know that she's not dead, but like she severed the bond. He said to her, like, you need to sever the bond. And those pages, yeah, I cried. I cried when then Theophany, you know, that dark wielder, the maven, I think she's a maven. She had Mira. She didn't kidnap her, but she took her as a prisoner and demanded that Violet comes to get her sister, of course. And it is the start of the last battle. And of course, they go and she slit her throat. She, Theophany. Theophany slit Mira's throat. When I tell you, I was like, no way, no way. I was prepared for maybe another character, I don't know, but Mira, she's one of my favorite characters in the story. What? When I think my last update, I told you that I feel like someone important is going to die. And when I read that, I was going crazy, and she was screaming, Brennan. Brennan is the hero. I love Brennan. I love Brennan so much, because without him, we will not have Violet, and we would not have saved Mira. And Sloane, I love her. Liam's sister, she helped, and Dane helped, and now we don't know if, I mean, she survived, so, but we didn't have any discussion with her after that, because that battle started after this action, after what happened, after she slit Mira's throat. And Violet, she's like flipped, like rage, anger, she wants to hunt her down and kill her. And Taryn was like, yes, let's take that down. And I love that we had multiple POVs at the end of the book. We had Rhiannon, we had Imogen, and we had Zaden and Violet. And only once, like we jumped once to Rhiannon, once to Imogen. And when we jumped to Imogen, we saw Quinn's death. And I didn't think that I would get emotional, but I got emotional because we got to know their bond, like how it started on the parapet, before the parapet, how Quinn came up to Imogen and said, I decided that we're going to be friends. And Imogen was like, we're just going to start walking on the parapet. So I don't know if this friendship would be too long. It's like, we're going to make it a happy one, I think. She said, and when she was taking her last breath, she was like, it was a good one. It was a happy one. Yeah. It broke me. And then what happened at the end broke me even harder, because Zaden channeled again. I mean, he channeled multiple times during the book, but this time, like, he turned, like he now has veins after he channeled, because what happened is they ensnared basically Segale and Tern. They are not in the same place. So Segale was feeling Tern, and Tern was feeling Segale. And the sage, he's not dead. Bruin, he came back after like Iron Flame when he pushed him into the ravine. When Zaden pushed him, he's still alive. And the thing is, he cannot kill him. You cannot kill the sage that, I mean, turned you or made you turn, I think. And he was going to kill Segale, so that's why he channeled, and like the shadows threw him away from her, and the shadows covered like the whole area of Drathus, and wyverns fell from the sky, and Venom died, and like he got like this immense, huge surge of power that helped everyone. And when Violet saw it coming, saw the shadows coming up in the sky and like covering everything in darkness, she knew that that couldn't be from Segale's power. He channeled from the earth. And yeah, now he has like red veins around his eyes. And Violet, because of that, she succeeds in killing Theophane with the help of a dagger that was brought to her by Cam, or Auric, the prince. And Auric has a signet that they didn't know about. He had a signet. He's a precog. He can see into the future. And yes, okay, the last chapter. Violet gets a burnout. Violet just uses all her power. She's burning out. And she wakes up in Arisha, and there is 12 hours missing from her memory. So the last thing she remembers is she killed Theophany, and she sees that she has a parchment paper in her jacket. She opens it. Brennan is there with her. Imogen is there with her. And the paper is an official blessing of a legal binding marriage between Violet and Zaden. I was like, what? The last page. What? And on the back of that paper, Zaden wrote, "Don't look for me. It's yours now." And she sees that she has a ring on her finger with the emerald from his sword, Arisha's sword. And because she does not remember anything, she's like, I think it's like someone has effed with my brain. And she looks up at Imogen standing beside her. It's like, what did you do? And Imogen says, this is the last sentence, what you ask me to. I don't know why Violet decided that she needed to wipe her memory. Now Zaden, what? He went with the sage? I don't know. I don't think he went with him, to be honest. I think he's somewhere else. We have 4 riders missing. Garrick is one of them. There are dragon eggs missing. I think 6 dragon eggs, they said. And riders missing. I don't know where Boji is. The last time I've seen Boji was, I think, in combat with Rhiannon and Riddick. So yeah, the ending is Theophany is dead. Zaden has only one piece of his soul left, is his relationship with Violet, his love for Violet. He felt like he was giving up all pieces of his soul when he was channeling from Earth. And the only piece left is Violet, his love for Violet. That's what I understood. 4 riders missing, 6 eggs missing. They are married. Now she's like the Duchess of Tyrrendor, so now she can rule in his stead. Garrick is missing. We don't know how Mira is doing. I hope she's doing okay. And yeah, I don't know. This book was so good. All I'm going to say is this is even better than Iron Flame, even though when I reread Iron Flame, I was like, yes, it's 5 stars. I love these characters. I love these characters. I love this world. I love the story. Onyx Storm, 5 stars, 6 stars. Zaden and Violet, the banter between them, Zaden's and Violet's love story is epic. It's epic. One of the most beautiful love stories you will ever read about. The dragons, the friendships, everything, the adventure, and like how much they are willing to do for each other. Yes, I don't know now. I feel like I'm spiraling. Yes, I don't know if I want to pick up another book. I kind of want to reread Onyx Storm, to be honest. And yes, that's all that I have to say. I loved every single bit of it. I cannot wait to see what happens next. I'm going to watch every single video of people talking about this book, or like building theories, making up theories. I want to hear everyone's opinion about this book. And yeah, that's the end of the vlog. I will see you in the next one. Bye.